2026年7月7日の夜、ドジャースタジアムで大谷翔平選手が MLB 通算300号ホームランという新たな歴史のページを刻みました。前日にロッキーズ相手に299号を放ったわずか1日後、1回裏の先頭打者、リードオフとして登場した大谷選手は、マイケル・ローレンゼン投手の甘く入ったシンカーを完璧に粉砕しました。打球速度 112.2 マイル、飛距離409フィートで左中間スタンドへ突き刺さる。今季第20号の超特大弾です。この常識外れな偉業の達成に対し、球界の伝説、レジェンドたちは一体どう反応したのでしょうか。早速、彼らの熱狂的な解説に迫りましょ
う。I swear I almost spilled my entire beer watching that swing. As a left-handed hitter who spent my whole life acting as a designated hitter and first baseman just trying to clear the bases. Walking away with 541 career home runs and the honor of entering Cooperstown in 2022. I have to stand up and tip my cap to Shohei Ohtani. I was just joking around when the US team beat Paraguay at the World Cup right here in Los Angeles, saying, hey, is Shohei playing in the World Cup too? With that terrifying leg strength and muscle power, I bet he could easily rip a penalty kick right through the net. But today, July 7, 2026, this kid is playing an entirely different game and writing a new chapter of history right at home plate in Dodger Stadium. Let me break down the absolute madness of this 300 career blast from a pure hitter's perspective. Look at the bottom of the first inning. The crowd hasn't even stopped cheering yet, and Rocky's starting pitcher, Michael Lorenzen, makes a fatal mistake. He leaves a sinker hanging right in the heart of the plate. For a superstar like Shohei, that is an open invitation. He didn't hesitate. He unleashed a violent swing that tore through the air with a surreal exit velocity of 112.2 miles per hour. The ball skyrocketed, driving 409 feet straight into the left center stands, while the Rockies' defense could only watch helplessly. That was his 20th home run of the season, opening the scoring for the Dodgers. Becoming the 170th member of the 300 home run club is a massive honor itself, but the way Shohei did it gives legends like us absolute chills, an unprecedented unicorn. Shohei is the only pitcher with the most strikeouts among all members of the 300-hour club. He stands at the plate launching 300 bombs, but he also carries 765 career strikeouts on the mound. Let me tell you, the great Babe Ruth is second on that list with only 501 kiloses. Carrying both roles at the highest level in the world is simply unimaginable. The historic leadoff shot. Shohei became only the second player in Mlb history to reach the 300 HR milestone with a game-opening leadoff shot. The only other person to do that was Steve Finley back in 2006. Top 5 speed to the milestone. He only needed 1,101 games with a plate appearance to reach 300 HRS, putting him at the 5th fastest pace in history alongside heavy bombers like Aaron Judge, 953 games. Ralph Kiner, 1,086, Ryan Howard, 1,091, and Juan Gonzalez, 1,093, the Dodgers triumvirate. He is now the third active Dodgers player to possess 300 HRS, joining his teammates Mookie Betts, who just reached the mark on June 24, and Freddie Freeman, who achieved it in 2023, even though the Dodgers suffered a narrow 3-4 loss due to 2 defensive errors in the 8th inning. Today belongs entirely to Shohei Ohtani when he hit his 299th. Manager Dave Roberts mentioned They were always talking about the 500 club for him as a guy sitting in that 500 club with 541 home runs. Let me tell you straight, Shohei, I am waiting for you in Cooperstown. But honestly, you aren't just chasing us. You are redrawing the boundaries of this entire sport with your own hands.
I literally just turned off my television and I genuinely want to smash my remote control into a million pieces. As a left-handed pitcher who battled for 22 grueling seasons in the MLB to earn 303 wins and rack up 4,875 strikeouts, I am telling you straight to your face, tonight's game on July 7, 2026 was an absolute insult to the professional art of pitching and defense. We just witnessed an absolute baseball god write history right in front of our eyes. And immediately after, a bunch of nervous apprentices threw that historic victory straight into the garbage can. Let the big unit dissect this maddening contrast for you. First, we have to stand up and applaud the absolute greatness of Shohei Ohtani. Just one single day after hitting his 299th, he steps into the batter's box in the very first inning as the leadoff hitter facing Michael Lorenzen. The Rockies' starting pitcher made the biggest mistake of his entire life by leaving a sinker floating right in the heart of the plate. Boom! The exit velocity registered at a terrifying 112.2 miles per hour. And the ball rocketed 409 feet deep into the center field stands. With that swing, he officially became the 170th member of the Elite 300R Club and the very first Japanese-born player to ever reach this monumental milestone. He only needed exactly 1,101 games to achieve this, making him the fifth fastest player to reach 300 home runs in professional baseball history. But what truly makes a pitcher like me bow in total respect and what truly defines his unicorn status is the fact that he possesses an unbelievable 765 career strikeouts on the mound. Just to remind everyone, the legendary Babe Ruth is second on that list with a mere 501 closes. Ohtani is not just playing baseball, he is completely playing around with the laws of physics. However, Ohtani's majestic greatness was entirely destroyed by an eighth inning that was so horrific. I cannot even believe this is the roster of a championship contender, the young starting pitcher. Justin Wrobleski pitched an absolute gem. The kid threw 7.0 incredibly courageous innings, striking out 9 batters, allowing only 6 hits and maintaining a pristine era by giving up exactly 1 earned run. He did everything flawlessly to hand the Dodgers a 3-1 lead and completely deserved a prestigious win. And then the absolute circus started the second Wrobleski left the mound in the 8th. The Dodgers coaching staff brought in Wes Klein from the bullpen, but he completely failed to control the strike zone. He walked a batter, handed the Rockies momentum, and only survived 4.1 innings before getting pulled. Then came the fatal defensive blunders. First, shortstop Miguel Rojas committed a ridiculously amateur fielding error on a fielder's choice from Freeman, allowing Karros to score and cut the lead to 3-2. Right after that, Jake McCarthy laid down a sacrifice bunt near third base. It should have been a routine out to relieve the pressure. But no! Second baseman Alex Freeland panicked and launched a terrible throwing error, directly gifting the Rockies 2 runs as Carrig and Freeman crossed the plate. In just one single inning, the Rockies flipped the entire game to take a 4-3 lead entirely because of defensive amateurism and a complete lack of bullpen control. It is an absolute ultimate insult to Wrobleski's 9-strikeout gem. As a pitcher who has thrown hundreds of games, I swear that if I were in the Dodgers dugout tonight, I would drag that entire relief squad, the shortstop, and the second baseman straight into the locker room and scream right in their faces, "Are you guys playing professional baseball to defend a World Series title? Or are you just performing a comedy sketch for the crowd?" Ohtani did the job of a superhuman and Wrobleski pitched like a brave warrior. But baseball is a collective sport. If the bullpen cannot keep a cool head and the defense keeps shaking like terrified apprentices in the clutch moments, the Dodgers will throw their championship ring away with their own hands.
The big unit's fury regarding the Dodgers' defensive collapse is entirely justified, but now we must bring in the ultimate voice of clubhouse stability to provide a broader perspective. Let us welcome the man who steered the New York Yankees for 2 decades and defines what it means to wear the C on your chest, Derek Jeter.
Thank you. I dedicated 20 full seasons to the New York Yankees, grinding out 3,465 career hits and serving as captain to navigate a championship organization through immense adversity completely understand the crushing pressure of carrying the massive expectations of an entire city on your shoulders. However, what Shohei Ohtani accomplished on the night of July 7, 2026, Dodger Stadium absolutely transcends any conventional standards of influence and leadership. His 300th career home run is not just a dry statistical milestone. It is the definitive declaration of a pioneer leading an entire generation of Japanese players to conquer the summit of the baseball world. As a leadoff hitter, your primary duty is to set the tone and pave the way for the offense. Shohei executed that mandate in the most ruthless manner possible against Rockies starting pitcher Michael Lorenzen in the very first inning, facing a flawed sinker left-right over the heart of the plate. Shohei unleashed a terrifying swing with an exit velocity of 112.2 miles per hour, sending the ball 409 feet deep into the left center stands. That blast made him only the second player in MLB history to join the 300 arc club with a thunderous leadoff shot. It did more than just open the scoring for the Dodgers. It completely lifted the psychological pressure off the entire lineup behind him. When your leader steps into the box and fires a cannon like that, the whole team inherits an unbreakable belief that they cannot be defeated. Becoming the first Japanese-born player to ever reach 300 home runs in MLB history is a monumental achievement in itself. He only needed exactly 1,101 games to reach this mark, making him the fifth fastest in league history and placing him at the exact same table as pure bombing machines like Aaron Judge and Ralph Kiner. What truly gives me and any legend sitting in Cooperstown absolute chills is the reality that Shohei also commands 765 career strikeouts on the mound, to put that in perspective. Among all the members of the elite 300R club, the great Babe Ruth ranks second in pitching strikeouts with a mere 501 class. Shohei stands at the plate, striking fear into pitchers. And the very next day, he steps onto the rubber to obliterate the best batters in the world. He is completely shattering traditional sabermetric evaluation systems because normal rules simply do not apply to Shohei Ohtani. What I respect the most about Shohei is his absolute stoicism and relentless discipline. Recently, he has battled right biceps tightness, left knee soreness, and hand blisters. Yet he never utters a single complaint. He coldly moves forward, accumulating hits, protecting his era, and using this 300th home run to completely crush all doubts. He has redefined the dreams of children globally, proving that Asian talents are no longer just role players, but the absolute dominant centerpieces of the greatest league on the planet. A true leader changes the atmosphere with his mere presence, and Shohei is the perfect definition of that.
大谷翔平選手の通算300号ホームランは、単なる野球の記録を超え、スポーツ界全体の歴史を塗り替える叙事詩的な瞬間です。300本のアーチを放ちながら、マウンドで765個の三振を奪うという事実は、彼が唯一無二のユニコーンであることを完全に証明しています。チームの守備やブルペンの課題という残酷な現実は残りますが、彼の圧倒的な個の力とストイックな姿勢は、世界中の子供たちに不可能はないという新たな夢とインスピレーションを与えました。既存の常識とセイバーメトリクスの限界を破壊し続ける大谷選手が切り開くこの新時代から、私たちは決して目を離すことはできません。